Hello, everybody. I'm doing a live trade here this morning. It's April 21st, 7:25 p.m. Pacific time. So, yeah, let me just confirm live. We're good. So, yeah, this morning, what we're seeing so far is we had a market basically 45 just sold off aggressively. I start trading around here, basically at the lows. Um, And right now we're seeing a really strong push. And the reason why I went short was it came into this value area right here, and there's a lot of sellers that appeared, 1,526 aggressive sellers, and I mean I don't like trading against this type of push, but a decent probability. And that's why I took the short, took a couple contracts so far. I do have a stop basically around 4160, which I wouldn't be surprised if I get stopped out. Nasdaq looks like actually, Nasdaq looks like it's already breaking that, which doesn't look good for my short. Hard to sell it. A lot of buyers. Sometimes, usually I don't like really get out when I see a lot of aggressive buyers like this. Especially when it's near the highs. I do see something like time where like this last push of buyers that step in and then actually off. Um, but kind of like an example yesterday, we were seeing like something like 3,102, and it just colors appearing. A little bit of a close break even right now. Got stopped here as I was testing the value area, but it's a little bit for now. Nasdaq, I don't like it how it broke out of this value area here. I mean, it kind of looks like it might be like a break, like a rejection. So break and a rejection. Uh, Profit. My profit range is always profit targets are always dynamic. Like, I guess I'll don't like how there's a lot of buyers here so far testing the lows of this bar right here, and then Nasdaq right now. Not a lot of sellers as it's dropping, so a lot of weakness. Pull back and then up. I think I'm gonna. And weakness on Nasdaq, and then um like weakness in the selling, and right now, like, yeah, almost looks like it wants to still grow, but now it's a 50-50. Really why I was considering taking break even on that trade, because that was more clear on the type of trading, like the type of trade I'm in, or leaning towards me versus right now, or anything up. Buyers, ES is still pretty good. Buyers here for now. Yeah, in here for now. Definitely don't want to just take a break even like the setup for now. Flow, it's sometimes tricky to read. There you go. I do want to see the break below 53.25 on ES. Let me make a look here. I'm saying I don't like this. Slightly weak selling going on. Nasdaq, really important. Here, I'm gonna probably a mistake, but yeah, I feel like I don't like this. Doesn't look convincing that it's gonna keep dropping. I have a different chart that I look at the hourly, and yeah, like, but yeah, it was just crazy push down from basically about 41.9 to 41.38, and it just like next bar, crazy rejection here where we already have this wick, have this wick, and then now we have this Yeah, it looks a little bit too bullish to stand in front of it. I'm very surprised if it sells off like crazy after this type of move. Reasoning behind me taking a profit here. I think I'll have a better setup for this. Yes, daily. Yeah, so we had videos that there's a lot of sellers as this market was rallying and dropping. I mean, 2000 delta, the difference between buyers and sellers, practically 50 equivalent, same amount of buyers and sellers. So, fine, pretty balanced market as down, nothing outsiding to the sellers or the buyers. I don't like Nasdaq at all, but I feel like I want Nasdaq to match with my ES setup. Right now it's having a breathing room right here, and all this trade look not promising as this all of this was happening, but according to setup for my view of the market, looked like it's off correctly. Now Nasdaq decides to sell off. Yeah, those who are watching, if you have any questions, let me know. Try to answer as we kind of watch the market. Thanks for joining. Oh, yeah, this thing picking up sell side right now. Uh, Very close to the top here. Like a manipulation is scaring everybody out, and I just start selling off. Fortunate, because I did trades. Yeah, basically made $100 before commissions, but yeah, only 158, $159 commissions per account. Yeah, this thing would have been nice too. Everything looks thing. For those that are joining late, was just in a trade, so huge rally. I started shorting basically around this area, this value area. When I saw aggressive sellers, this tricked me out. I had to stop about like 59.60 here, like some here. Almost got stopped out with aggressive push, but got rejected, and then right now it's selling off. I had two contracts short here, locked in about $10 in profit per account, dollars, and my 20 accounts, and right now just selling off. That was a little bit of a mistake, but definitely the right mindset on shorting here. It looked like it would have paid off if I just held, but looking for a better opportunity. What a rejection is crazy. That's kind of the other reason why I just got out. Like, obviously, I didn't like what Nasdaq was doing. But what's crazy is that after like this strong sell off and then a strong push, it looks like okay, it's rejecting these lows, but then it just like came back and sold off again. I haven't seen price action in a while. Huh, very interesting. Nothing on the news. Too. selling off and buyers are stepping back in here. Right. Nasdaq, yes, buyers that stepped in, hold. I wonder if there was anything I could have thought a little bit differently from not getting out early after taking a short here. I think yeah, Delta does trick you out sometimes. Like in this case, I start here on this sellers here. Then yeah, like I usually we do see kind of like final push out, hold the buyers, and then sellers step in. I do see usually something like this, and it falls maybe here, like almost like into the low of this value area, and then it just starts drifting. Kind of the logic behind shorting here, locking in all profit. I did not expect a sell off or a sell off rally and then a crazy sell off. Usually doesn't happen. Usually like ranges here and then just a smaller or a slightly bigger pullback to like that keeps. But I kind of missed out on that work that I should have been on. Talking a little bit about what I was looking at this morning. Up very little. $50 accounts trade. Yeah, what's tricky for me right now is when we see a strong this with the sellers, it's hard for buyers to push this seller a reasonable reshort. Want my 53.25, 53.50 price. That was like right before the sell-off started. I got out. Again, the other reason why I was getting out was the push right here where I got out. We saw a strong push up on Nasdaq. No sellers except here. And then as it's falling, it's only 42 negative delta, 40 positive delta, even though it's falling. And it already broke out of this range here. So to me, it was just really weak. Like it felt like it was still siding on the side of buyers, which I like to just lock in that trade and just look for a better opportunity. In this case, I was wrong. It did play, it actually would have played out if I held it. But yeah, so right now we're seeing a lot of buyers. Oh, it's not a lot. It's a decent amount of buyers stepping in close here, both on Nasdaq and ES. We have 1400, but it's yeah. Right now, sellers are stepping in. Saw that it was just at the bar was like didn't go anywhere, like a doji candle, but there was still 700. That's why I love order flow. You could see what the bar is actually doing, what the buyers or sellers are doing, even though the price action is not actually showing you here. Definitely still so far this morning only looking for shorts right now because yeah, it's clear here. We have value area here, broke through it, retested it, didn't almost broke through this value area, rejected it. Right now, yeah, uh, shorting up. Sucks about shorting here is let's say if it starts selling off here, I'm gonna short at 35 at these. That's kind of done for. Right. Risk management. Um, I like better pricing. That it comes at a cost of taking out certain trades. Happens. Buyers. Nasdaq. I think if we see a push, maybe towards like this price right here on Nasdaq, 1345, maybe like 1348, could potentially see resistance there. Welcome to all the new folks here. Have you? A little quick recap. I was shorting around this area here into this value area that I saw with a lot of aggressive sellers here on yes here. Here's the two shorts that I took. Definitely got tricked out on this rally or this little push higher on aggressive buyers on ES. But then when it pulled back a little bit, I just took in about like a $10 profit per account and missed like this load right before I locked in, yeah, small, like $200 in profits, less, yeah, 160. That's kind of a little mistake there. It happens with, especially when you're looking at the order flow and you see like a aggressive amount of buyers here at the highs, which is also normal, but a lot of times it could like push out, stop you out, and go down. But stop me out, should have held. I just didn't like what Nasdaq was doing at that time. Basically, when I got out, it was around 40 positive delta here. It just looked like there's no way this thing fell off. And strong push down, strong push up. Usually toils around here and it just keeps going up, or maybe a smaller push lower and then not aggressive. That's a little bit of the logic behind. Yeah, yeah. So going back to ES right now, so this is interesting. We have ES pushing high right now. We're seeing a lot of sellers stepping in. Very tempted to take a short here, actually. That like something with order flow, you won't see this with like candle and price action. See the push, like you'll see a green bar, like, oh, this is actually turning around, it's gonna go up, which it obviously can. Order flow is not 100% accurate, but I think this just gives you a sense of buyers are not giving up on this right now. They're still looking to drive this lower. They're selling here right now. Yeah, I just don't like this price. That price, I don't think I'll get it right here. 350 that I had. That's only 13 points lower. I'm confirming it with I have other screens that I'm looking at. I'm confirming it with Nasdaq. I like to see seller side and balanced right now as it's going up. And there you go, some more sellers here. Checked for now because I could pushing a little bit higher. Yeah, the second. And let's see what order flow is doing. Yeah, this is why I took a short here. So like we see market drift lower. We're seeing first bar, like even though there's aggressive buyers here, we saw aggressive sellers here as it's kind of balanced out here, trying to push higher with 1600 negative delta. Then this bar 900 so far negative delta. It's showing a lot of weakness. I don't like the price at all, considering I was literally short at 53.75, 55. And I got out at 53.25, and so I'm getting like significant price, but trading you're not always gonna get the best scenarios. There you go. Now we're seeing selling Nasdaq also. Similar picture starts going up. We're seeing sellers stepping in. They're both confirmed. So for anybody that just joined, currently in a short 41.41. I did have a short here to locked in too early because I didn't like what I saw. Missed this whole move down, so we're shorting at a significant lower price. If you have any questions, ready to ask. I answer as we're. Yeah, let's see if this order flow is gonna pay out. There's no way you with using like price action. There's no way you catch this type of right here. Clearly, it like looks like it's fell, tested the lows, now just grinding higher, and then you can see that there's sellers here, this bar, and what there was, and clearly that was the like it didn't want to push higher, and right now it's starting to sell off. Let's see what happens. But yeah, order flow again, not 100% perfect because it is basically sellers are trying to push this price lower. That doesn't mean buyers are not here absorbing all of these. Like sometimes you could see a lot of sellers, but they're overpowering the buyers. Like an example here, we have 1400 negative delta, more sellers than buyers, but that means there's a lot of limit orders here absorbing this type of action. It's still, I think it's from my testing and everything of the strategy is more, more right than wrong than actually go with the side of sellers, even if there's absorption. I don't like Nasdaq, so this right now. I don't like Nasdaq is pushing higher on positive delta so far. If it tests price right here, this area, value area of the previous hour, we might see some rejection here. Here. Yeah, the reason why I look at ES and MNQ, for example, even trading MNQ on 20 accounts, because ES is what moves MES. So look at ES, Delta, and so on, because it doesn't matter what MES is doing. ES is what's the driver. And also, some people ask like, why do you trade? Yeah, yes, because I always like many years I've traded ES strictly like on like my personal accounts. But the thing is, yeah, ever since I joined Apex, I'm just it makes sense for me to trade MES and with just a leveraged account, like with many accounts. For example, today I took that $10 profitable trade, basically risked one MES contract per account, a risk, but I'm still up 200 or yeah, I guess $160 after commissions. So it's kind of like I don't know. To me, it makes sense to trade MES. Eventually, I might switch over on some of these accounts to ES, but um, for now, it makes sense. Especially with Apex, there's a drawdown of about 2,500 on these accounts on some of these accounts, and with ES, that does have and it's a trailing drawdown that could actually hurt me if I have like a few bad stops stopped out. Yeah, looks like ES is going little bit against me. Yeah, curious. I'm still like the short for now. I want to see what happens with test this price. You here? Watch what MQ does at the area. If it breaks it easily, then yeah, I won't. Crazy buyers that buyers. If this is a real as last bar 1,000 buyers, like a kind of like a inflation push higher and then turn around. There's no crazy buyer. Let's see if or I am still hurt overall. Reason why I'm still holding it's not like frozen or whatever. It's more about the value area still lower, still below the value area of the previous hour. Technically, I'm still short, and I do still see correction still. I'm actually gonna correct here for my basically my average right now 45. Tops are a little bit on the higher side. Trade crazy price action here. Yeah, basically I added another contract short here because yeah, we're seeing even though I am going against a strong push on Delta here, but we are seeing a lot of sellers stepping in here as well. Kind of hope rejection or Good add there. Nasdaq is also playing off. Yeah, I think curious if curious if we're gonna break this low of this 1,000 delta bar here. We do, yeah. This I think is but now I don't like the short like as much. Until this breaks right here, the 37.42 of this bar. Is when I say when it breaks, basically, to me that's gonna mean all of these buyers, wherever you bought this, wherever you bought it during this bar, you're gonna be in negatives, drops below. And a lot of times, what happens is we're gonna try to cover the shorts, either if it goes back up here, or they're just covering and it's gonna cause even more sell. If it doesn't break, good because went up, they're defending their price. A crazy day though. Crazy push down, push up, crazy push down. Now what? Crazy push up. That's wild. An opportunity to own here range. Definitely missed this price right here, 53. I shorted, took a small profit here. All part reject the yeah, market will do shortly after. Didn't look good here, and that's what here's what short squeeze sellers here. I try to push them all out. Might see a continuation lower. I think, yeah, for me, like I said, the only reason I'm short is whole picture is still me until it breaks out of here. Then you're looking only for longs. Right now, this is clearish short for me. I think the only thing I really don't like is this 37 positive delta, 3700 delta. I really hope it's gonna break because if I yeah, I'm gonna hold. There's a chance I might even hold that if it breaks to like this of balance line at 41.27 here. I'll probably maybe 41.85. broken here yet. Definitely retracing right here, this crazy push. Back up. Yeah, definitely came into this value area here almost, but starts breaking above this price again. Towards including ES because Nasdaq is moving up, ES is not tanking. I don't want you want both Nasdaq and ES. Similar thing. Normally, like these types of trades up, so there's a chance I might even stop here. I don't like having large stops, even though to me bearish here if I get stopped out, but stops me out all the way. I like to do. I realized my mic was tilted incorrectly this whole time. That's very unfortunate. Sorry about that. Probably didn't hear anything what I was saying. Oh, mistakes were made. Sorry about that. All right, there you go. We're seeing some sellers stepping in now. Nasdaq. Like broken even here recently. Why didn't anybody tell me that the sound was horrible in the chat? That would have been helpful. There you go. What I want to see. Strong, aggressive sellers stepping in, pushing this lower. Let's break 44.44 here. Hopefully. I was saying if it breaks 44, all of these buyers are going to be trapped in a negative position. They're gonna try to potentially get out. Either in a test here and then, or when it tests a little bit higher, they might just lock in their losses or break evens, or as it's dropping. You could also defend it right now, so we'll see. Yeah, Nasdaq pushing higher on negative delta. Curious what it'll do now. That's if there's any news, which I don't think so. Nothing on the news. Let's say if this gets rejected, yeah, it's like a green bar, but the delta for this whole bar, even though it's green and it's try to push higher, it was negative. So that's usually a sign of a bearish push higher, and right now it's rejecting it. There you go. What I want to see. Oh, yeah, this is an interesting volume profile shape here for 7 o'clock. We have a balance on top, and we also have balance on the bottom. Right now, it looks like it's building the balance right in the middle of it. So I think, yeah, we might just see kind of like a side choppy day today. To be honest, this is what it looks like it's shaping out to be. There's a chance I might just lock in my profits right somewhere around here as it's testing, if it gets there, as it's testing this high volume node here. Usually what I like to do is, yeah, go like a little bit before that, because sometimes it doesn't actually reach that price. But we'll see what the delta does. Yeah, Nasdaq delta is significantly picking up. Short side. Still want to see a break of this right here. There you go. 42 push. Yep, there you go. We broke this 1000 delta here. Let's see if they're gonna start locking in their shorts here, or their longs here. Either break even or take a small loss. Yeah, ES still hasn't broken this low right here that I'm looking for also. But yeah, see, this was an interesting, like, so we like this call right here that I was saying. So as it was going up, like it looks like, okay, it's gonna just keep going, making new highs. There was sellers that were stepping in as it was going higher and eventually wanted to fall. But yeah, this is crazy recovery for now. Still negative delta, so let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't like what Nasdaq is doing. Just deleted all of this price action with negative delta. That's very interesting. That's a that's a pretty big rejection after it tests the low of this bar. Buyers are really defending the price. Still short here. Overall, I still think this is a bearish picture. Resistance here. Yeah, I'll be very concerned if it breaks. Yeah, about 41.50 here. I think I might get out of this trade. But I could also see it. I think I would probably get out of this trade and maybe try to reshort 41.54 here. Somewhere like, yeah, 41.54, 41.55, somewhere out here. Um, I think it's gonna find some resistance against this line here. But yeah, also getting out here. It's only like a few more points. I just hold it. See what the delta does as if it tests this area again. Nasdaq. Yeah, so if you're looking at Nasdaq so far after this push up, it's all been negative. Like every bar has been negative delta. So it doesn't look great from a long standpoint. So but yeah, like if it starts breaking out of this high right here, it's gonna be bad for all of these sellers, so it's probably gonna squeeze much higher. That is higher. Yes, it's still kind of stuck in this range. Nasdaq is definitely higher. Go. A bit of sellers. Yes, is looking pretty good for the short standpoint. Still waiting for that break below 41.43.75. Yeah, it's a pretty weak push right here. It's pretty balanced out as it's falling. Seeing almost the same amount of buyers and sellers currently. But you're looking at the bigger picture for today, it's still short. That's fine with me. It's balanced, not favoring the buyers. I'm gonna break even here for now. This is a horrible short here. Like as far as price action, you just like almost shorted at the very bottom, which sucks. But a lot of times you don't even see an opportunity for it to go higher to short at a better price. So that's why it's fine doing it once in a while. Yeah, this profit was probably my mistake of the week right here. If I drove this down, would have been like, let's say to these lows here, would have been a nice little profit. Yeah, not to drop yet. Pretty choppy market so far. It's trying to decide where it wants to go next. It's not up. Yeah, also, if you're looking at these teal lines, this is covered it in some of my other videos. These are the closing range. yesterday, uh, the last 45 minutes of the trading day. They usually play a pretty big role on the next day. Nasdaq is kind of trading inside of it right now. ES is actually, yeah, both of them are trading inside of it right now. Nasdaq is pushing significantly higher. Curious if ES, because I'm surprised ES is lagging a little bit behind it. What Nasdaq will do at these highs right here. Testing the initial balance, closing range yesterday. The highs of today. See if I find some sellers here. There you go. I like seeing this rejection. One reason why I use Bollinger Bands, I know a lot of people use them for many different ways. For me, the only reason why what I use them for is to kind of give me a sense of what the market's doing. If it's in a potentially trending market or a sideways market, like an example, this kind of looks like it's a sideways market. In these cases, you kind of don't want to. I mean, almost like you don't want to do this. Like you don't want to be shorting at the lows of a sideways market, obviously, because it's range bound. Usually just going to go up and down, up and down. You want to fade the highs and buy the lows. But I definitely didn't think it with this push down. Looked like it was it wants to continue going lower, especially with this negative delta here that tricked me out. That's pushing out of these highs that I was saying. I think I'm gonna hold this for now because Nasdaq just at these critical levels too, which you might reject after eventually pokes out. I think it's fine, especially since Nasdaq or ES still has this area to break, which I have some difficulty. There you go. That's what I was expecting. Nasdaq testing these highs, found a lot of sellers right now. ES is also finding some resistance. That's why it's so important to look at both Nasdaq and ES. You could see where roughly Nasdaq is in the price, and you could kind of get an idea of like what ES will do. Like in this case, if you're looking just at ES, you have no idea that as this is pushing higher, you could potentially take a loss here, but you have no idea that Nasdaq is pushing to the highs here, and then which could easily find sellers. That's why I think it's very important to look at both markets. I think it's time for us to break this 43.75 that I've been saying all morning. I think it's time. Time is definitely getting a little bit closer to 9 o'clock, which usually I stop trading around 9. So hopefully we see a nice little push towards 41, 40, 40-ish. Probably just lock in my profits at 41. There. All right, we're seeing a little bit of pickup on in sellers here. Yeah, Nasdaq has significant sellers as it was testing the highs here. We see, yeah, almost 900 sellers stepped in here. That's a lot for Nasdaq for what I view as it was testing these the previous day's high, or session high. Like to see that. ES has, yeah, this is pretty balanced. Both bars pretty balanced. Sellers versus buyers. Yeah, this trade, for some people that are joining new, yeah, today was a very interesting day. We saw a market that sold off aggressively, rallied back up. I started shorting around 53.75 and then 41.70, 41.55. And then it kind of tricked me out here a little bit. So I locked in a small profit here because I didn't like what Nasdaq was doing. This is ES. And then it just sold off, missed most of this load, and then it started going up. I saw a lot of sellers here, so I added one contract, and it pushed higher. I saw some sellers added another one here, and then right now it's been kind of toiling. I am most likely looking to just lock in some profits at like this price range here, 41, 41, 41 potentially. But we'll see. It might be a losing trade if it decides to push higher. Buyers a little bit here. I see. I'm curious what Nasdaq will do with this price order flow action here. 900 sellers. Gonna reject them. That's might push much higher. Picking up momentum. See, these sellers hold their line. Yeah, ES picking up some traction here. But the reason why I'm still holding is if it breaks out of this value area here, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna just get stopped out. I'm not gonna change the stop. Is currently at 40, 41.59. Oh, no, 6 higher. Yeah, Nasdaq just pushed out of the opening range yesterday, or a closing range of yesterday, which is these T lines. Curious if it's gonna find some rejection off of those areas as it broke out. There you go, some rejection. But wow, what a day though. Crazy, volatile day. Pretty clean moves too. Up, down. Kind of in a range. I guess right now it's breaking out of it, but like the first few hours where it was in a range. Pretty huge moves. And that, yes, definitely still has a lot of buyers supporting this move for now with this bar. But as I was saying earlier, I think this value area, volume profile area from 7 o'clock, I think it's I was saying if it reaches here, it's gonna find resistance. At least that's what I was thinking, including the 6 o'clock volume profile. Like that's what's happening so far. It's testing it here. It's not finding some kind of resistance here as Nasdaq is breaking into new highs for the day. I was considering doing a short here, another contract, but I don't I don't like to add on this particular trade when Nasdaq is already breaking out. So there's a chance I might just lock in this trade for a small loss here. It tests lower here. But we'll see what the delta does. Order flow. Yeah, I think this trade, like for example, this short was great. Considering I think this one was just too early for me, and that's why it's making this trade significantly worse. So I chased this rally down and got in that short. I like this price a lot more, but I didn't think it's gonna rally up all the way up here after this strong push. Look at some longer term a little bit. So this is Nasdaq. Looks like it broke out of the wedge yesterday or a couple days ago, and retesting these highs right now. Yeah, definitely a little bit on the bearish side from the slightly longer time frame. Same with this weekly volume profile. It's basically most of the value is up at 13,180-ish price, and it's looks like it's breaking down. It's Friday today, so it's doesn't look that, but I mean it is in a range, so it is kind of doing what range things do, just testing the lows and going higher and then selling off from the highs. So it's not clear that this is actually bearish, but not bullish at all too from like a slightly bigger time frame. Let's look at ES. Yeah, we just tested the trend line, broke through it a little bit, and rejected those lows for now. Curious, we'll see what happens after. Yeah, it looks like ES is selling off. Every time I'm showing other screens, I have other screens that I'm looking at to see what ES and Nasdaq are doing. So that's why I'm kind of aware of what's happening. But yeah, looks like a lot of sellers stepping in again, which is great for me. This call right here that I was saying earlier would have been nice. I actually shorted here. I think if I didn't take the short at the bottom at the lows here, this was a great short here. If I added another one here, like basically as it's testing this area here, would have been nice to short here, but I think I didn't want to add a third contract. But this looks promising to me. Nasdaq is significantly selling off after it tested the closing range from yesterday. Tested it and then just it's breaking down lower. Still waiting for the break below 41.43.75. Let's see if we'll get it. Please break this bar right here, 2300 positive delta. Yeah, what's tricky about like this, like I'm almost, yeah, I was break even just now. Very tempted to just lock in a break even here because Nasdaq, even though it rejected this highs, it still kind of just broke out of this area, this whole range, which is kind of bullish. And usually like usually if Nasdaq is already breaking out, ES will shortly follow. So it's kind of hard to tell. But today is a very weird day. We saw a strong push up, down, strong push up, strong push down, strong push up, like huge moves. Now it looks like aggressively selling off. So I don't know what. There you go. There you go. Let's it looks like my profit target. Actually, this I'm just gonna lock it in here. Almost got filled. So why I use, yeah, there you go. I just locked in my profits. Yeah, why I use 1 minute bars is sometimes when I see a crazy, like on a 1 minute bar, like a push like this, where it's like, I mean, actually this is only like a 4-point range. But usually if I see like kind of like this right here, a lot of times it finds support, especially if it's against a critical area. But yeah, looks like that was a good exit there. So let's see what my profit is for the day. Yeah, so I'm up $618 for today. Definitely not the prettiest action today, but yeah, this is across 20 accounts. 15 of them are funded already, so yeah, most of that is actually my profit. But not bad. I mean, yeah, if you look at the trading that I did, for example, if I wrote even this like halfway, I would have been up significantly more. But it tricked me out this morning. Can't win all the time. And then yeah, and then this short, obviously, if it played out, it would have been much better. But I really like this short, even though it went against me a little bit. But this is way closer to this value area that I was looking at, and yeah, like I would have for sure added 1 or 2 more contracts here. I just didn't want to add like 3 or 4 contracts, and then your stop is all the way up here, which you're gonna lose like $100 something per account, which is definitely a little bit more on the pricier side for what I like to do. But yeah, I think I'm gonna, yeah, the only reason why I got out too, like this is still a short, like a good time to still hold the short. Um, the reason why I got out was because it's almost 9 o'clock, and we might see just with this kind of crazy day already. You might see just like chop, and you're just gonna be wasting time. So I might keep an eye on it for a little bit longer and see if there's anything else for me to like if I want to reshort this. But for now, just lock in my profits. Yeah, I definitely thought there's a pretty good chance there that I would have I was on the verge of getting stopped out here as it was going up with crazy buyers, and Nasdaq was already making new all-time highs. That was a great exit for me here for some profit. Now it's pushing higher. I might, so it's almost 9 o'clock. Might do a short here, pretty short, 47.50. This price is really good too, right here where it's tested. If you look at this, is where the volume mostly traded for this hour. Here, and like here, and but in general, this whole area from basically 45.50 to 49, it might act as a resistance area, and then the other reason too is as it's testing these areas, there's sellers still here, so that's good. See what happens. We have, yeah, continuation on more sellers than buyers currently as it's checking higher, and also on NQ we see some pretty weakness in this buying, so we might see some likelihood that it might just try to push higher and then just reject it. 200 now. I think I'm still looking to short here. I like what I see. Yeah, for people that are joining now, just a little quick explanation on this trade right here. We saw market, yeah, tank significantly. There's a lot of sellers pushed higher into this value area, volume profile area that I saw. I saw a lot of sellers that stepped in right here, 1500. Yeah, looks like I short. And then it pushed even higher with I had a stop basically at new highs, and then it just sold off. And since I saw this aggressive buyers, I just and Nasdaq was also showing some weakness, some support. I just locked in the loss there, and yeah, I locked in a small profit, and then it just like maybe a few minutes later just started selling off significantly. But yeah, let's see. So that was a great exit here. I entered one contract reshort 47, about 5 points higher. So that's good. Let's see. So right now there's about 900 buyers. That's a lot of extra buyers in Nasdaq. Like it's pushing higher. Actually, gonna add another contract. Yeah, but yeah, let me wait a little bit. And what I'm looking at here is for the day, we're still in this range, and I'm still bearish because the value of volume profile is basically still higher on the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So anything below here is a short for me. So this bar is closing right now. This hour of 8 o'clock is closing currently in like 3 minutes. So if it's gonna be breaking out of here, to me that's gonna be more bit bullish. So that's why I'm taking the potentially gonna add another short here in a little bit. With chances are like it might break here, but then it has all of this volume that it needs to break, which it already tested with aggressive buyers and then sold off. So curious, yeah. I don't want to add another short here yet because of this aggressive buyers. I want to see a little bit of weakness. I'd rather get a worse price than try to catch this high here and then it'll just break higher and stop me out. Yeah, and then to show my performance, I am up, yeah, about $600 for the day. Not some weirdness with the trades that happened today. Pretty tricky day. Um, and but still was able to get some profit in. But this is closed profit. This doesn't include the trade that I'm in right now. So it might actually, yeah, it might with this trade. It might be, yeah, I'm down like $17 right now. 16 right here, 16.25 per account. And so I use a trade copier on Sierra charts. So basically every trade that I take, it copies over to my other accounts. So I don't have to do it like duplicate that trade. I just make this trade on one account, and it duplicates it on all of those accounts. So that's kind of how I'm just trading on one account and then just copying over to all of those accounts. That's how I could. That's why they're all basically same price here, same entries, same exits. This is awesome. All right, let's see. Am I gonna lose all my profits for today because of this trade that I usually shouldn't be even in because it's 9 o'clock? I usually don't trade anymore from 9 to 10. But see what happens. Yeah, we're seeing some buyers still remaining after this push higher. Nasdaq is also just kind of stuck in this area right now. And I was saying, so these T lines, this is the closing range of yesterday. Looks like it poked through and then it just sold off. ES was close to getting to it, but it's literally trading in that range from the closing range, which is pretty wild. Like those that price actually holds true pretty often. Like this is the closing range. Last 45 minutes of the previous day. It starts at 12:15 till close basically 1 o'clock Pacific time. See, all right, there you go. Okay, we're seeing a little bit of sellers stepping in, not much yet. This is a new bar that just opened. This number right here is so I'm using 20K volume bars, and each bar is 20,000 contracts. This is just the remaining of the bar. So like it just opened, so it's 18,000 contracts for this bar to close. So for me, it helps. Like, let's say if I see like right now, I see negative 80 delta. That doesn't mean anything because this bar just it's fresh. But it's still good to see. Like if you see a lot of sellers, you could just like you'll see it right away mostly. Or let's say if this was 1,000 positive delta right now, and if you see like 500 short contracts, you would see that drop like by 500 in like let's say a few seconds, and then that way you know there's a lot of traders that just stepped in that second. Nasdaq kind of, yeah, not much selling going on yet. I was looking for another short here. I said I could have shorted at these highs right here, but then I was like I want to see some sellers stepping in here, and which kind of seeing right now, but it's not that much. 200. Yeah, also to note, this is my 14th or sorry 15th day winning streak. I haven't had a down day in 14 days so far. So today looks like I'm up. So looks like it might be 15-day winning streak, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, I thought I would bring that up. Also, like if you like this type of content, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm pretty new to YouTube, so I've been trading for over 7 years, and I just started this channel to kind of share some of my knowledge. I've been profitable for a few years now, and yeah, it's good to share some of this knowledge out to the rest of the community of traders. Reshare. Yeah, it handles this price here from 53 to 55. It breaks out of it. It might be. I'll probably get stopped out. Like I'm almost break even for the day. This pretty short here. Definitely happy I took this profit here, because if I held it for slightly longer and I didn't lock it in, I'd be, yeah, I wouldn't be up for the day so far. Yeah, so it is breaking out of the previous hour, which is definitely turning bullish for me. Um, but I am seeing this price right here, this volume profile here. So I think it might find some resistance here. Happens. Again, we're looking at delta here. It's slightly bullish here, which is bad for shorts, but yeah, right here it's just tested this area right here. See what happens. Yep, there you go. Some rejection off of this off of this area. The Nasdaq also is showing some sellers. Actually, we did like about 100 sellers. All right, there you go. More sellers stepping in. A good call here. I should have added a short here. I just didn't like the delta. It was added another contract. I didn't like the 1,000 positive delta, which is getting deleted now. So I'll see if yeah, that was a good area for a short. And it looked like it poked the previous hour, the 8 o'clock hour, poked through it like by a few ticks, like 3 ticks or so, and then rejecting that for now. But see what happens. I also have yes, 10,000 volume bars. This is a little bit more zoomed in, like more closer time frame, and these are 30-minute volume profile bars. So it just gives you a more zoomed in picture. I usually use this on more of a slower market. You kind of see a little bit more to the what's happening more sooner than the 20K bars. Yeah, that would have been a nice short here at 54, 53, 75. Just testing these highs. Yeah, I like this short so far. Nasdaq is yeah, sellers are stepping in again. Now the only thing I don't like about that this ES short right now is Nasdaq. When I look at the volume profile, it broke out of this range, but it did get rejected right away. So looks a little bit on the bearish side. For example, if it broke out and then kind of stuck around here and then kind of started testing higher, it looks more bullish. But when it breaks out and then sells off right away, it looks like it's weak. But still, regardless, I don't like when the price of the volume profile is going up. We have basically same 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock volume profile. The value here and here, it was the same. Then 8 o'clock was similar, but then it broke out of it. And right now it's kind of testing this area again, like kind of, or actually it's not even there yet, but like it's in this range, which could find some support like here and then just continue going higher. That's one reason I'm not a huge fan of this short, but I think ES is more bearish than Nasdaq. But I like to combine both of them because if Nasdaq is going up, you won't see a sell off on ES. It's very very rare that you see ES significantly selling off when Nasdaq is going up or not falling, like if it's in a range or something. That's why I always look at both markets because it gives me a huge hint on the symbol that I'm trading. Here we go. Yeah, honestly, because it's already 9:11. Like I said, I usually trade till 9 from 7 till 9 p.m. A.m. Pacific time. I think if Nasdaq reaches this area right here, like 1364, kind of the top of these value areas, I might just yeah, about 65. I'll see where ES is, and I might just lock in because it's also in this range, almost in this range right here. I might just get out for a. Actually, I think that's going to be a break even. Yeah, I'm just break even. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, actually, one sec. Let me see. in Nasdaq lower. All right, all right. What I see with Nasdaq now, breaking even. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it here. That's 45.25 for now. Gonna be the lower. Actually, let me put a little bit on the. Probably here we go. 45.75. Just lock in. Kind of gonna when it's testing this lower range of this value area. I think that's a good price to get out. Let's see if it Nasdaq follows through. So this is the price that I had just like a minute ago. The top range of these volume profiles, and it's found a little bit of support there. This is where I was thinking of getting out on ES if it reached there. Let's see what happens. Yep. Yeah, dang. That was spot on getting in on that, getting out at this price here on ES as Nasdaq was testing it. Oh well. I think it still has room to fall potentially. It's not bullish right now. Would have been a nice because I actually do want to. I still think this is a good short. I think it would have been nice to just get out for a little like a small profit or break even. Yeah, for break even basically here, and then like reshort here. That I am tempted to add another contract here. One, oh, didn't get filled. Yeah, reason why I'm adding is um overall the whole day I'm still bearish for today, and it's going up on negative delta, and it just shows signs of weakness. Every time it's testing this volume profile, the last 2 hours, 6 and 7 o'clock, it like tested it once right here with a lot of buyers, sold off, tested it again right here, sold off a little bit. It's finding some resistance here. I'll get filled here. Or not. Hit my price to the tick, but didn't fill me. Oh. They move this one. X here. Profit. I'm trying to wrap up the day here. 9:15. Usually it's the worst trading from 9 to 10 Pacific time because of New York is kind of during lunchtime here. Usually you don't. I mean, obviously every day is different, but a lot of times you just see chop, and I just don't like wasting my time in the market. Chopped around. So ES is still showing a little bit of weakness. Nasdaq is the high range of the initial balance right now, which is go anywhere from here. But ideally, if you're considering this day a range, technically you should be selling like fading the highs and buying the lows in a range. So I think it might see some selling going off. here a little bit. This is what I was saying. As it's I was didn't almost didn't listen to my own advice here. I was saying like the top of these volume profiles here. I was saying if it falls here, I might just get out on the ES short. And that was literally almost to the tick, the bottom. But I didn't listen to my own advice and held. See what happens, but I still a good short. Averages, yeah, 49.37, so not too high. Doesn't look like there's any news today besides the U.S. Baker total rig count, which is at 10 o'clock. What that affects most oil. That's about it. And then yeah, I guess when the market closes, Fed Cook speak. Oh, nothing major. There you go. Seen some sellers appearing here. The Nasdaq looks like try to push higher again, trying to break this previous the closing range from yesterday, and it's just not liking these highs at all. Selling off a little bit here. See what happens. Have a currently tentative profit taking about this volume profile here at 46.5 ish. Yeah, this is a healthy selling right here. I like seeing this when I'm in a short position. Lower. That's actually a good amount of selling going on. 2K. The chance I might move my target this area. I think I'll like finding some sellers. Nasdaq, nothing crazy on the selling side here on Nasdaq. Uh, um, Usually I like to see like 500 or something, or at least 300 sellers. But on the weaker side, be aware of for me. Yeah. It tested this volume profile area again. This one right here, this previous hour, and it found support, which I was a little bit afraid of. I just aggressive sellers there made me think it's actually gonna push lower. Nasdaq, same thing, pushed almost into this volume profile area, and it's pushing higher now. Still negative. A lot of sellers here, so I think it's still a pretty good short. But I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be back. I'm back. Like what I see with more sellers on ES and more sellers on Nasdaq. Great. Back. Yeah, I'm a little bit in the green now. Yeah, basically break even. Get this lower. There you go. Both Nasdaq and ES are pushing lower. Yeah, I might. Yeah, like I said, I might just lock in the profit here. I don't know. I feel like today it's a Friday. It's just gonna might just be a weird copy day. I'm almost tempted to lock it in at this price already, just for a small gain and just good. But I'll wait. I think there might be some potential for my target to get. Yep. Nasdaq, keep pushing lower. Yes, it's pushing lower. Because again, was testing this whole volume profile area, value area, and didn't. Yeah, it's finding some support here again, which is annoying if you're short. Yes. And with ES, this volume profile area. But I think I'll get my fill. I have faith. I'll get my fill. Few ticks away now. And that was what, one tick away. Yep, one tick away. But I like what I see with the sellers. I think I'll build here. And it looks like this got. Oh, I didn't hit my price yet. I'm actually gonna move this up because I see some buyers stepping in a little bit on the chart. Ah. Sure. Oh. 9:30. 9:30 nonsense. Yeah, whatever. I'm out for the day. Yeah, so let's see. My trading stat window. Looks like, yeah, so I'm up, yeah, $977 today on all of my accounts. Yeah, 15 of them are funded already, which is so most of these profits are actually mine. Yeah, today was an interesting day. Nothing like I missed out on a huge short. Then missed out. Yeah, like just kind of got chopped around Nothing crazy, but happy to at least lock in the profitable day again. This is actually my 15th consecutive profitable day. This is pretty awesome. And some people ask me, why do I trade micros, for example? I because I've for the last few years I was trading ES fully on my personal account. But the thing is, yeah, when I have this many accounts, 20 accounts, I don't need to trade. I don't need to make a lot of money on MES to make $900. Like for example, to catch $977 on ES with one account with one contract, you need to catch almost 20 points on ES. Versus for me on MES, I'm just catching $50 per account, and I'm getting $1,000. And yeah, and like to me, that just makes much more sense. And I guess for me, it might be different for other people, but for me, I find it more peaceful trading micros. I could add on to certain trades. My risk is much better. Um, and especially, yeah, some of these accounts, they have a 22,500 stop loss, a trailing stop specifically. And what happens is, yeah, like if you're trading ES, that's gonna actually like a few bad trades or a few like psychologically bad days where you're just kind of like not really trading the plan. On MES you're gonna lose $100. On micros or on ES you're gonna lose 1,500. And or like obviously yeah, like if that's poor trading, there's no excuse for that. But yeah, so that's kind of the logic behind that. And it's funny. So I use Apex Trader funding, and they had a 90% discount that apparently expired yesterday, but for all of their accounts. But the thing is, yeah, they extended it till I think May 1st, so the next like week and a half or so, which is a pretty crazy extension. I did not expect that. I think this is the first time they're doing 90%. Is very surprising. So I do have a coupon code below if you want to join. You yeah, if you could create an account for as low as I think like $14 or something, and that includes a Ninja Trader license. I don't use Ninja Trader. I use Sierra Chart. I also have a link below for that. But yeah, if you want to use Apex Trader funding, I would highly recommend to use it. I ever since I found out about it, I've only been using it. I've been paid out by them already a few times. They're a legit company. I have no issues with them. I like don't even because I used to when I just started with them, I would trade on my personal account as well as the Apex accounts. But then as I got paid through them and I just have more accounts, I'm just only trading strictly on Apex now because there's no very mitigated risk, and it's awesome. It's a good mindset, especially when you're using like the trade copier. You could leverage 20 accounts and you're trading on one account. It's pretty cool. But again, yeah, if you like this type of content, I'm new to YouTube, so I'll be creating a lot more videos like this, just sharing some of my many years of experience. Feel free to like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And have a good rest of your day, and have a good weekend. And looks like, yeah, to follow up on this trade that I just took, that I locked in, yeah, pretty good, pretty decent exit here, and it's 9:37. Yeah, I'm basically done for the day. Thank you for watching.